They say a golden bed inside a prison is still a prison bed, silk sheets cannot cancel iron bars, and soft pillows cannot silence the echo of locked doors. For the former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, even that illusion of comfort has now completely collapsed. You saw the headline and maybe you thought it was a fight, a clash, maybe handcuffs and shouting. No. What happened inside Kuje prison was far more brutal than fists or batons. It was a power raid, the kind that strips a man of dignity, control, and the last illusion that he still matters. Early this morning, Wednesday, January 14, 2026, confirmed and exclusive reports began to leak that the prison cells of Malami and his son, Abdul-Aziz, were stormed in a surprise operation personally led by a very senior officer of the Nigerian Correctional Service. Not an ordinary warder. Not a routine inspection team. We are talking about the Assistant Controller General in charge of operations himself driving into the prison like a man on a mission, ready to turn Malami's carefully arranged prison apartment upside down. And when a man that high in rank shows up personally, you already know this is not about dusting shelves or counting mattresses. This was a statement. A warning. A reminder that power has changed hands. Inside the walls of Kuje Medium Security Custodial Center, the morning started like every other morning. Inmates lining up, guards moving in their usual rhythm, the quiet tension that always floats in correctional facilities. Then suddenly, the convoy rode in, official vehicles, security detail, senior officers stepping out with authority written on their faces. Protocol usually protects high-profile inmates like Malami. They are kept in segregated VIP cells, insulated from the chaos of the general population, allowed small privileges that ordinary inmates only dream about. But yesterday, that unwritten protection evaporated. The ACG reportedly walked straight toward Malami's cell without ceremony and ordered a full raid. Cupboards were opened. Bedding was checked. Corners were searched. Every inch of that space was treated like a crime scene. And as if that wasn't enough, the team moved immediately to the cell of his son, Abdul-Aziz, who is being detained alongside him. According to eyewitnesses inside the facility, the operation was swift, surgical, and silent. No long drama. No public shouting. Just pure authority doing its work and driving out moments later, leaving behind shaken inmates and a former power broker staring at the reality of his fall. Now here is where the real tension kicks in. Authorities have not officially disclosed what was seized during the raid. But anyone who understands intelligence operations knows exactly what raids like this are hunting for: secret phones, hidden SIM cards, coded notes, communication channels, anything that suggests a man is still pulling strings from behind bars. The big question burning through the corridors of power is this: do they suspect Malami is still coordinating moves from inside prison? Or were they searching for sensitive materials connected to the explosive discovery of illegal weapons at his Kebbi residence? Because outside those prison walls, a much bigger storm is raging, one that could completely change the direction of his fate. Just last week, Malami was granted bail in his massive 8.7 billion Nigerian Naira's money laundering case. The court laid down strict conditions, yes, but conditions that someone of his wealth and influence could realistically meet if he truly wanted freedom. But here is the twist nobody expected: Malami is deliberately refusing to leave. He has reportedly instructed his lawyers to slow down the bail process. Imagine that, a man choosing prison over freedom. Why? Because outside that gate, the Department of State Services is waiting like a trap that has already been set. Over 50 DSS operatives have reportedly surrounded Kuje prison since last Wednesday. They are not joking. They are not bluffing. Their orders are clear: the moment Malami steps outside on bail, he is to be rearrested instantly in connection with the shocking discovery of arms and ammunition at his country home in Kebbi. The EFCC found the weapons, but since weapons fall outside their jurisdiction, the file was immediately handed over to the DSS for a full terrorism and illegal arms investigation. So picture the nightmare this man is living in. Inside the prison, his cell is being raided by senior correctional officers. Outside the prison, armed DSS operatives are waiting to grab him the moment he breathes fresh air. Between the devil and the deep blue sea. Sources say Malami fears DSS custody more than prison itself because DSS detention is a black hole, limited access, tight isolation, minimal legal maneuvering, and intense interrogation pressure. In regular prison, he still has some breathing room, some visibility, some access to lawyers and associates. In DSS hands, control disappears completely. That is why he would rather endure humiliation inside Kuje than walk into a deeper storm outside. And as if that wasn't enough pressure, the Federal High Court in Abuja has just landed another heavy blow. The court ordered the interim forfeiture of 57 properties linked to Malami and his sons, assets estimated at a staggering 213 billion Nigerian nairas. Hotels, plazas, mansions scattered across Abuja, Kano, and Kebbi. The court has given him just 14 days to prove these properties were acquired through legitimate earnings, or they become permanent property of the federal government. Every direction he turns, another door is closing. Money pressure, legal pressure, psychological pressure, public scrutiny, institutional pressure. Yesterday's raid was not random. It was a loud message that nobody is untouchable anymore and that whatever privileges he once enjoyed have officially expired. If investigators found phones, documents, or coded materials during that raid, it could be used to tighten future cases against him and even deny bail in the upcoming terrorism investigation. That single raid may quietly reshape his entire legal future. And this raises a very uncomfortable national question. If a suspect deliberately refuses bail to avoid rearrest, should the system allow that? Should prison become a hiding place from law enforcement? Or should authorities force release once bail conditions are met? And let's be brutally honest, do you personally feel sympathy for a man who once wielded enormous power over others and now finds himself trapped inside the machinery he once influenced? Drop your real thoughts in the comments. No filtering. No pretending. The involvement of his son, Abdul-Aziz, adds another emotional and moral layer to this story. It is rare to see a father and son dragged into the same storm of allegations and raids. The fact that Abdul-Aziz's cell was also searched suggests investigators believe he may be acting as a messenger or operational bridge for his father even behind bars. Whether that is true or not, the optics are heavy. This is no longer just about one man. It has become a family saga under national spotlight. Meanwhile, residents around Kuje are witnessing an unusual level of security activity, black vehicles, armed personnel, constant movement. The siege atmosphere is real. DSS is not blinking. They know that any legal loophole, any injunction, any sudden court maneuver could weaken their case if Malami slips through. That is why they are physically locking down the perimeter. The hunter has become the hunted. The powerful man who once gave directives now watches his mattress being searched by uniformed officers. If this update got your heart pumping and your mind racing, don't just watch silently. Hit that like button and let the algorithm know Nigerians are paying attention to power when it shifts. And if you're not yet subscribed, this is exactly the kind of developing high-stakes drama you don't want to miss. Turn on that notification bell because this chess match between Malami and the Nigerian state is far from over. Stay alert, stay informed, and never forget, power fades, but accountability has a very